everyone, how you doing? This is our first 15 minutes of fame. So what it is that I am putting a spotlight on people in our community who are really involved, who are giving back and are just basically giving it their all. So I don't know Danielle from a bar of soap. I've met her for the first time today, and I just found what she does absolutely fascinating. So Danielle, as the first person, we're going to be doing 4 standard questions in these 15-minute sessions. Your first question that I'm going to ask you is, in less than a minute or in a minute max, tell me everything that I need to know about you, and go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Firstly, my major thing is I'm a mother. I have a beautiful 14-month-old boy who everything I do revolves around. I am a full-time recruiter for an agency based in the UK, and I also full-time recruit for my own company, Hefer Talent Solutions, for the US markets. I have a massive dog. I have a Great Dane, Comet, and she was my first child. And that's about it. Everything about
That's
me.
excellent. Okay, and you're based in Johannesburg, which we've been discussing. So tell us about your journey. How did you fall into recruitment?
Yeah, I used to be the PA to the director of the marketing and sales department. I wasn't very happy. I was commuting an hour and a half every day to work, so I started looking into remote work. Found this job posting on Indeed for somebody with sales experience who can become a recruiter, and I sent her a video. Actually, I was like, let her see me, let her hear me, and I was like, I don't have
Love
sales
it.
experience, but I spent the last year onboarding and training salespeople, so I do have that knowledge. I know what's going on in the sales development, and I'd love to get into recruitment, and I'd love to work remotely. She phoned me nearly immediately and she was like, yes, let's do it. This is the character we're looking for. I can teach you, I can train you. And that's basically been it. I've been doing it ever since after about a month or two, I realized I love recruitment. This is amazing. I
Brilliant.
had my own little speck of a year where I had a really hard time finding a job. I know what it's like to be on the other end of those CVs, and just to go, let's look for your potential. Let's look for reasons why I should. And I've just been loving it.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So now, one of the things that fascinates me about you is that you actually work 2 jobs. So you have your day job. You're like a superhero. A day job where you actually recruit for the UK, and then at night you like jump into your telephone booth and you change, and you working for your own company. So tell us a little bit about this. And before anyone asks, it's all above board, and your daytime boss knows that this is happening. So start with your day job. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a recruitment consultant at Cullen Brook. So they specialize in sales and marketing recruitment, even though every now and then there is the odd job that comes in. I have the most amazing boss. She's been supporting me throughout this endeavor on trying to get my own agency onto its feet. Of course, she's well aware I'm not going to do it in 3 months. So it's not like she's got this little amount of time with me left. So she's more than happy to help me until then. And then, yeah, from about 5:30 until 7:30, my son is home. Then I'm a mother. I cook, I clean, I bath him, I get him to bed. And then, like you said, it's just like that little switch from employee to mother to, being the boss, and working within my own company. So I source for candidates within the US. So basically everywhere. I'm not limited to area at this point in time. We have nearly 40 jobs right now, which is amazing.
So tell us a little bit about this, like unpack it a bit, because I'm always trying to encourage, people that are based in South Africa to think global, think international, because, I mean, here you are, you're earning US dollars. I think we had at about 19, was 20 not so long ago, rand to the US dollar. Like, why wouldn't you want to go and, look for international business? So explain the US setup to me. How does it work?
Yeah, so the major selling point at this time for my company is that I appear cheap, but I can offer quality because, like you said, I'm getting paid in US dollars, 1,000 US dollars, which is basically very, very little to nothing in terms of paying for recruitment in the US. It's 18,000 Rand in South Africa. It's a lot of money. It's worth it. Well worth it. That's like a month's worth of salary for most people.
Yeah.
And it's great for me. It's a thing that I keep telling my clients is it's very little money out of your pocket and it's a lot of money into my pocket, and it's a win-win. None of
And
us
how
are.
do you decide what that amount of money is? Is it like per placement? Do you agree it up front before you go sourcing? Is it a percentage of a salary? How does that work?
Yeah, so basically, after the initial meeting with the client and them explaining their needs to me, I go and do a little bit of research. The research revolving around how hard is it going to be to find these candidates?
Yeah, always important.
Yeah, and that's what the fee is based off. So if it's just your general store manager, it'll be a lower fee. They're quite easy to find. If they offer relocation assistance to their candidates, it's also a little bit lower because it broadens my search. It makes it easier to find.
And is your client an agency in the US? It's not a company. It's an
Yeah,
agency setup.
it's a recruitment
Okay.
agency. Yeah. So they are outsourcing their roles to me because they have too many at this point in time.
Okay, that's amazing. So, what roles are you working on in the US at the moment? I saw in our community you actually posted a whole lot of teachers in the US, and I started racking my brain because that's what I studied. I'm a qualified teacher, and quite a few of my teacher mates actually went over to the US. So, I started looking at a couple of roles. I must actually go back to it and see who I can connect you with. But so you're looking for loads of people now. How do you go about it? How do you find talent in the US?
Yeah, so our main sectors at this point in time is engineering. So those tech people, the programmers, the SQL users, those ones. People within law, so attorneys, paralegals, and then like you said just now, education. We have 22 education roles at this point in time.
Wow, that's a lot.
Most of them being within California, which helps a lot if most of them are within the same area. And then in a few other areas, they are long-term contract roles as well. So in terms of getting paid for those, it's very nice because you get paid monthly by the hour that the candidate works. So it's really nice. And then we
Yeah.
have a few, permanent full-time roles as well within education. So at this point in time, education is the big one in terms of how many roles there are. But this was a new, oh, by the way, we need you to handle this. Prior to that, I wasn't doing education at all.
So if the scenario plays out, so now you've been given all of these teacher roles in California. So now you're going to go and hit up, the socials. You're going to go and try and find some talent. You send them an email. How's it? I'm Danielle from Johannesburg in South Africa. This is the role that I have in the US. Like, how does that work? Like, what's the response like?
I don't really disclose that I'm from South Africa, to be very honest. I
Fair
don't
enough.
like about
Okay.
it if they do ask. I was in America for quite a while, so for some reason, as soon as I hear the American accent, mine kicks in. So then
Okay.
I can't really tell that I'm not from there. If they do ask, I'm like, I'm in South Africa, I work remotely, and they're like, oh, that's so cool. Like, what time
Yeah.
is it?
Okay.
Um, Most people don't notice that I'm not, local because of that accent switch that just
Yeah.
apparently it's ADHD. It's called mirroring. So you start
Okay.
mirroring the person you're talking to, and that's why our accents swap like that all the time.
So your LinkedIn profile says that you are based in Manchester in the UK. Okay.
Uh,
So or do you have two, one for each job?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, three.
Okay.
I have a personal one.
Yeah.
Where I'm connecting with the South Africans who might want to end up, joining and helping out, just to not confuse my algorithm too much. I have one
Okay.
full-time daytime job, which is the one that you have that says Manchester.
Yeah.
So it just helps with the algorithm. If they're searching for a recruiter in the UK, it comes up. And the same with my company's one. It also says that I'm based in Washington, D.C., just to help me with my algorithm and my searchability. Otherwise, I'm going to have tons of South African candidates running into my inbox being, I want to work in the US. And then I have to go,
Yeah.
I'm looking for South Africans.
Yeah.
My profile simply says that I'm in the US. I know US candidates know that they can contact me, and they feel quite comfortable getting contacted by me and not have it be scammy.
And you don't get into trouble from LinkedIn having multiple different accounts. Apparently,
uh,
you are
yeah,
infringing on some LinkedIn laws by doing that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
Just
pretty
putting it
sure
out
I am. But I think in terms of them being 100% company based, so they're also built on my company email. So they're not
Yes.
three separate private emails. It's my company email, it's a company email, and it's my
Yeah.
private email. I did get verified on all three, though, successfully
Good.
with my South African ID, which I was very surprised. I was pretty sure I was going
Yeah.
to get kicked off when especially when my full-time day job one was like, let's verify you. I've got a picture of your ID. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's happening a lot in the UK at the moment.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna get kicked off now. And I didn't, because the only thing they checked is that if the name on my profile and the picture on my profile matches the name and picture on my ID. So I was quite shocked to have passed that check, especially with how, strict LinkedIn is with all their rules
Yeah.
and their guidelines. So thus far I haven't gotten into trouble, but I think it's mainly because I am saying I am working remotely, and I am real. I'm a real person, and
I am real, I promise. Now, so you've put a lot of roles into the community. You've advertised a lot of the positions you're working in the US. How can the community help you? I really want to foster this idea about sharing and working together and collaboration. And you are great at that because you put in all of these positions and you're like, okay, this is what I need assistance with. Now, as the community grows, we're obviously going to get a lot more people from the US joining, and it will be a lot easier for your types of connections. But for people that are in there at the moment, it is predominantly South African. How could they assist you?
yeah, well, we are very open to people recommending us candidates. I've built quite a lucrative referral structure. If you refer somebody to me and I manage to place them, you're going to get anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 for the placement, depending, of course, on what the fee is we're charging. We do have one role on there that has a $10,000 recommendation.
Wow, what is that role?
It's a breast cancer surgeon. So
Oh, wow.
it's a big
Okay.
one. It's a difficult find. It's a very, very niche group of people. The area it's not like in a major city. It's like in this tiny little town. So it's a
Okay.
very, very difficult role to fill. So the fee, obviously, from my side was higher. And thus what I can offer you if you place it is so much higher. And I
Brilliant.
truly I hope people take the opportunity to go, I know somebody, here you go, and I go, I've placed
But
them.
the disclaimer is that this person, like the teachers and the breast cancer surgeon, all have to be US citizens already. There's
Yeah.
no
So
relocation, we're going to sponsor you, all of those kind of things.
they
Okay.
do have to be citizens, or they have to have the active right to work, so green card holders, or OPT.
Okay.
So OPT are individuals who obtained their master's degree in the US, so they have right to work for about
Okay.
3 years. They can find a job.
Okay.
And if they can find a job, then they get offered the green card. So anybody who has the right to work for any company in the US and they are already in the US, that is the big one. A
Okay.
lot of our roles actually do offer relocation assistance within the US. So if they're quite far away from the role, but they're very interested, the company will offer them a bit of money to help them to scoot over to their
Okay.
city or whatever. So it's really nice. A lot of them are quite easy to fill. It's just like I said earlier, having conversations with the right people.
Yeah. No, absolutely, 100%. And what is your best way to go and start finding these people? From teachers to surgeons to, I mean, I saw dentists, healthcare. Like, where do you find them?
The search bar on LinkedIn. You search the job title, you put the location in there, you'll be brought up with quite a few people. You open every single profile, you check it out, you see if they're a good match. If they're a good match, you pop them a message and you hope they respond. When
Okay.
I just started out at my full-time company, my LinkedIn had like 11 connections, and my boss told me, search hashtag open to work, put the location as the UK, and connect with everybody. It's you get something like 200 connection requests a week.
A
Um,
hundred. Yeah, 100 that you can send.
oh, it's not
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot. It's more than enough for you to just sit there and, well, slowly, otherwise it thinks it's automated, but to sit and
Yes.
send people connection requests. Firstly, just to
Okay.
build up, for a lot of those people, once accepting the connection request, they're probably going to message you. They're going to be like,
Yeah.
thanks, and I'm looking for, because they can see I'm a recruiter. I'm looking for this and this.
Exactly.
And I can go, yes, I have something, or I don't have anything right now, but please do send me your CV, because if something comes around, I can check, and be like, listen, I've got this for you.
And that's a great thing to look for, is that open to work, because that's probably like the only time that people are really enthusiastic to connect with recruiters. So it's a great way to grow one's network. Yeah, that's brilliant. Excellent. So when you're not doing your day job and you're not doing your evening job, where are you squeezing your sleeping hours into your day? How does that work for you?
So my son goes to bed around 7:30, which is then when I do my business and stuff. I work up until midnight. And I have a nice little nighttime routine. I read at least one chapter of my book. I have a nice warm cup of tea. I lie down, I close my eyes, I pretend to sleep for like 5 minutes, and then I'm really sleeping, and I wake up again at 7 a.m. in the morning. So I'm getting about 6 hours of sleep, which is enough according to science. And so far, I haven't reached burnout yet, so I believe them. It is enough. So yeah, somewhere between midnight and 7 a.m. I get my sleep.
Excellent, excellent. Well, listen, I'm not going to keep you for any longer. Thank you so much for all of that information. That is really, really interesting. And just have a great time in our community. You've got lots of people that you can network and connect with in both jobs. And Danielle, thank you for your time. It was awesome. Anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, no, please join Hefer Talent Solutions' referral program.
Sounds good to me. And how do they do that?
They can pop me a message. They can have a look at my sheet and only message me once they have somebody, whichever way works best for them. If they want to keep in contact, I do have a Teams channel that I update everything on. But if they just want to do it on the side in case they fall onto the right candidate, they can just send me the candidate from there. I do have a little agreement that we sign where I legally tell you I will pay you money because we do have a guarantee period. So the payments are only made, the full-time payments are only made after 60 or 90 days, where the contract ones get made monthly. So I do sign a little contract for you where you have evidence that I do owe you money and I will pay it to you.
That's excellent. That's brilliant. What a great opportunity. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. It's been awesome. And I look forward to seeing you in our community soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Vanessa.